Okay, before we go back to the dinam of Sukkah, a few things. First of all, tomorrow morning, Mincha now is the last Tachnun, according to Chabad custom, until the end of Tishrei. Some people start the day after Isru Chag, but Chabad custom is starting tomorrow morning already at Shachris, there's no Tachnun. Because there's no Tachnun, according to our minute, we don't say Avinu Malkeinu either. So tonight's Mincha was the last Avinu Malkeinu until Ne'ilah. Because Shabbos, Yom Kippur, you don't say Avinu Malkeinu either, except at Ne'ilah. So tomorrow morning, there's no Avinu Malkeinu. Tomorrow morning by Shachris, there's no Tachnun, but you also omit Mizmor L'Seida. Right after Baruch Shama, you omit that thing, because they couldn't bring a carbon tail like we learned at greater length previously. So you don't say Mizmor L'Seida. It's a regular davening without Tachnun. But Mincha today, we did say Tachnun. Tomorrow afternoon, Mincha is going to be at 2:30. The custom is, like we learned already, you eat a meal before, then after Mincha, well, you have Malkus, Mikvah, and then after Mincha, you have, what's called Suda Mafsekes. Now, just again, a reminder, you can eat fish in the morning meal. It's brought down in halacha in the afternoon meal, you don't eat fish because it makes you thirsty. But it's supposed to be actually halachically, it's supposed to be two washing meals tomorrow with bread or challah, whatever. And you have the morning one, and then you have the afternoon one, or the evening one right before the fast. So that's the story. If people are going to the mikveh, some people have a minute going 3 times to the mikveh tomorrow. But if you're only going once, the best time halachically to go would be before mincha. That would be the preferred time after midday to go to the mikveh if you're going before Yom Kippur. As far as times for Kol Nidr, we'll announce them after Ma'ariv, but just to keep in mind that there's no Tachnun tomorrow until the end of Tishrei, there's no Avinu Malkeinu until Ne'ilah, and you don't say Mizmor L'Seida. That's as far as that goes. Okay, back to the building of the Sukkah. Now we learned that the Sukkah needs to have at least 3 walls. Now what happens if you have, let's say you want to use your house for one of the walls of the Sukkah. But the problem is, my papers. What happens, no, give me those, I want this thing. Okay, what happens if this is your house, okay, and you want to build a Sukkah here? Now the problem is, there's an overhang. The overhang is from the house. You have many times a roof with a gutter that extends past the wall of the house. So halachically, it is complicated, but there's a concept called, again, halacha meshemesina, that's called deifen akuma. So let's say, we'll discuss it, then they'll say what the argument is. So technically, if the overhang is less than 4 amis, which is 6 feet, okay, so it's basically a roof protruding over the house, so that obviously that is not kosher sukkah. It's not a kosher schach. But the din is that if it's less than 6 feet, which is 4 amis, so then deifen akuma means that it's like the wall, halacha mashemasin, the wall moves to the end of the overhang. So now, this wall can be used for the sukkah. If it's 8 feet off, then this wall cannot be used as the wall of the sukkah because it's too far away from the schach. It's too far away. Now, there are opinions that hold that deifen akuma only holds if the schach and the roof are on the same level. The overhang and the schach are on the same level, but many poskim hold even if it's higher up, you could still rely on it. The most people today in the world rely on that opinion, that it's good. But there are opinions that say you should do something to lower the schach, to lower the roof and put something there instead.
You can't sit under the overhang.
No, that part of the overhang for sure you cannot sit under because it's not a kosher schach. Right. But I'm just saying, halachically, I can use the wall of the house, or the wall of anything, basically, because of the concept called doifen akuma. It literally means a crooked wall, but in practical level it means the wall of the house, halachically. Remember we said that yesterday the walls keep going up, even though they're not realistically, but halachically they keep going up. So that wall of the house moves over if it's less than 6 feet. Less than 4 amas, the wall of the house moves over so you can count it. What?
If you have 2 walls and you have a third wall to make a kosher, how much of the third wall do you need? A foot, 2?
Okay, so now, what happens if you have, we said ideally a sukkah should have 4 walls. Halachically, it's kosher if it's 3 walls. Now, like you're asking, what's the definition of the third wall? So it's interesting, the Mefarshim say that the word sukkah, okay, the vav is just a vowel, is spelled samach chav hey. Now samach has 4 walls, chav has 3 walls, and hey has 2.5 walls. So the name sukkah itself tells you how you can make a sukkah with 4 walls, 3 walls, and 2.5 walls. Now, what means is, one second. Now we need more stuff. Okay, I need another sukkah. Okay, so let's say I have 2 walls perpendicular to each other, right? Right angle. No, I don't. Now I have a third wall. Now again, the minimal size of a sukkah is 7 tvachim, 28 inches, okay? Now, what happens, there's another halacha by sukkah, by kol ha'torah kol, by Hilchos Shabbos, sukkah, by millions of dinim. There's a din lovud. Lovud means if it's within 3 tvachim of something, if it's within 9 inches of something, it's considered as if it's all connected. Okay, it's all way connected. First, I'll give you an example. What happens if you have a wall of a sukkah from a chain link fence? You know, what they do by construction sites. Now, there's more holes than material. There's bigger space of holes than there is material. Why is that a wall, halachically? Because there's less than 9 inches space between the holes. So they have halachically, the whole wall is like a solid wall. Not only that, what happens if you have a wall of a sukkah, you have a board, and then there's 7 inches space, and you have another board, and then you have another space of 7 inches, and you have another board, yeah? That's a kosher sukkah. Why? Because the fact that it's within 3 tvachim, 9 inches of one another, it's like it's one solid thing. Okay? That's an important thing to know. Now, you have this wall, and now I want to make a third wall. So then, the minimal size of a wall is 7 tvachim. But if I have a wall that's within the 7 tvachim, within the 3 tvachim of the wall, then it's considered connected. So if the third wall is 4 tvachim plus, let's say it's 5 tvachim. It's not 7 tvachim, but it's 5 tvachim. But I put it within 3 tvachim of this wall, like a hay, right? A hay, you have the third leg, is not connected to the other 2. But here by the wall, if the third wall is within 9 inches of the other 2 walls, so then it's like it's connected. So then I have a 3 foot, 9 inches halacha wall, and then I need another, so you need 4.5 inches wall that's put within 3 tvachim of that, and then you can have the wall.
So that's the half wall?
That's the half wall.
Does the blank space that is connected, does that count? So, for example, if you have 1 tefah, it's 2 tvachim, and then you have the space of, let's say, 3, does that count as 5?
Yeah. But you can't stick the third wall like here. It has to be within 4 tvachim of one of these 2 walls. Within 3 tvachim, I'm sorry. And then it's also about 4 inches.
No, I'm saying how high does the wall go up on the sukkah?
It has to go up at least 10 tefachim, we learned, 40 inches.
And what's the limit of how high?
20 amas we learned yesterday. What?
If the overhang is in the opening of the sukkah, there's no wall. How much of it can
No, it has to be a wall. If it's open space, if there's nothing on top, no. It has to be within 9 inches.
So they have 3 walls, and then the overhang comes a little bit in,
Yeah?
but the foot,
Within 9 inches of the overhang.
oh, it has to be 9
Yeah.
feet.
Machashin zo, mezmer, mechel, bebo, mein, kim, shivala, gal, teira, chanan, makashim, merotzer, bochel,